Beyond that, I've shared more information with the public regarding the Brigitte story I was investigating at the time of Charlie's assassination. This is all available on my Instagram stories. Thank you all for reaching out and praying to my family. Your Instagram stories? You put it on your Instagram stories? You couldn't even put it on the post or make a reel or something like that? They make it real easy. The stories, though? Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and I'm troubled. Now, Candace Owens, ever since they packed up your Blexit tour from the HBCUs, you've been kind of quiet. You've been kind of quiet, and I don't like it. Because we already lost one of our other insider troublemakers in Marjorie Taylor Greene. What you got going on? Urgent. 2 days ago, I was contacted by a high-ranking employee of the French government. Jean Reno. Was it Jean Reno, the professional? No. Gerard Depardieu? Okay, I'll keep reading. After determining this person's position and proximity to the French couple, I have deemed the information they gave me to be credible enough to share publicly in the event that something happens. In short, this person claims that the Macrons have executed upon and paid for my assassination. Yes, you read that correctly. Wait, so the couple that is suing you now put a hit out on you? Well, why wouldn't they just do that? Why would they sue you first? Because it's hot now. Like, it's hot now. I wouldn't do that in a role-playing game. I wouldn't sue you first. All right, I'll keep reading. More specifically, that the green light was given to a small team in National Gendarmerie Intervention Group. I'm told there is one Israeli that is on this assassination squad, and the plans were formalized. Was this like was this almost like a Mad Libs? Like you had to put an Israeli in there just to make sure you check all your boxes? No, it was good. You got them all in. You sure you don't want to put no Black Lives Matter people on the team? Because that will be a full Candace pack. Again, this person provided concrete proof that they are well placed within the French government apparatus. Further to this point, this person claims that Charlie Kirk's assassination trained with the French Legion 13th Brigade with multi-state involvement. Now, wait a minute. Now it's involved with Charlie Kirk. Because that was Israel. First you came out and that was Israel. And then you talked about our administration being involved. Is it like a multinational situation? Is it like a French-Israeli expat to the United States kind of thing? Almost like Neapolitan ice cream, if it was an assassin. Journalist Xavier Poussard's life is also at risk. This is deadly serious. The head of state of France apparently wants us both dead and has authorized professional units to carry this out. I ask that every person retweet and share this. I do not know who in the American government can be trusted since this source claims our leaders are aware, but I have more specific information which is definitely verifiable should they care to reach out to me. Okay, so just so we're clear. So our administration is definitely aware. They are aware. Apparently they have not reached out to you. So it sounds like the assumption you're putting down is they are on board. That's what it sounds like you are saying. No, I got no problem with that. I got no problem with that. I was wondering when you was going to loop them in. They were sitting there waiting to be, you know what I mean? No, that's good. I like that. To the brave official in France who did this because they were so moved by the evil of Charlie's public execution to risk their own life, may God bless you truly. Let all be revealed. Now, let me first say that I certainly don't want to see any more violence of the kind that we saw earlier this year. And it would be extremely damaging to our political discourse if this were to bear itself out. So I certainly hope that this is not the case, or that this is a plot that has been foiled or canceled, whatever the case may be. And to that end, I would like to second this referral. Candace, I hope you read this. In 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a U.S. military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a max security prison. Today, still wanted men. They survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem no one else can help, contact the A-Team. You think they're still out there? I think they are. I think they are. And by the way, Candace, if the A-Team is in fact retired, I'm pretty sure Blank Man is still active.
For you.
The hell is this? The circus in town, man? Get out of here before I hurt you.
Let the lady go.
This is effing wild. I'm hoping this isn't true, but if it is, they should know that taking out Candace Owens will turn all of us into Candace Owens. Who? What, so I gotta wear White Lives Matter shirts? Is that what you're saying? I tell you this, ain't no way my baby shower gonna look like that. I know that. The French government waking up and seeing Candace Owens claim that they plan to assassinate her. Well, that's not fair. That's not fair. I don't agree with that one. They definitely know who she is. They definitely know who she is. Sadly, a lot of us can't avoid that. I have informed people in the federal government and the White House of the France and Israeli assassination plot, and am willing to provide full details as well as the name of the assassins and international accounts in France and Canada through which the money was exchanged.
What?
I got a question. So you were able to get the name of the assassins and the accounts through which money was exchanged, but they are unable to formulate and carry out a plan. If you got the names, they need to retire. You know what I mean? They need to pack them up. Pack them up. They can't call themselves assassins. You have all that information and we ain't seen nor heard from them yet?
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Beyond that, I've shared more information with the public regarding the Brigitte story I was investigating at the time of Charlie's assassination. This is all available on my Instagram stories. Thank you all for reaching out and praying to my family. Your Instagram stories? You put it on your Instagram stories? You couldn't even put it on the post or make a reel or something like that? They make it real easy. The stories, though? P.S. Follow my Insta. Always the words of someone whose life is in danger. That's a fair point. That is a fair point. I might want to think about that for Blue Sky. My Blue Sky needs some help. Wait, if the federal government helped assassinate Charlie Kirk, why would Candace Owens turn to them for help? Ah, yes, that is another good point. That is another good point, because we all remember what you had to say about the administration's involvement.
Check this out. Candace Owens is now openly saying that she thinks that Donald Trump and the federal government murdered Charlie Kirk. Check this out.
It has made me lose faith in politics. It has made me fully lose faith in Trump. And my heart aches for the fact that he gave so much of his life to Trump and to politics. And they just were like, nope, that is it. It serves us or doesn't serve us, and we want to move on. And so here's a holiday. Bro, If they try to give me a holiday, what is with them giving people a holiday after they kill them? Why is that a thing? You know what I mean? Like, oh, Martin Luther King, what about this holiday? What about this boulevard? Anyways, let me knock it off. Like, they're going to give Charlie Kirk a boulevard. They already did. They did in Israel. They gave him freaking boulevard. It's like, as soon as they give you a boulevard and a holiday, they definitely killed you. Okay, there's no question. They killed you. There's no way. That's like their signature thing. It's like, that's what they do. It's the Fed signature. It's how they sign off after they murder you. They're like holiday and a boulevard. And it's never on the nice side of town either. Like Charlie Kirk Boulevard is not going to be on the nice side of town.
But not only did you indict the administration with Kirk, you also said this administration was aware already. So it sounds like you have openly ceded that they are the ops. So it would make even less sense for you to go to them for help. But then again, you did come back to the black community after Daily Wire. So I said, you do what you got to do. You know what I mean? You got to do your due diligence. She's nothing if not thorough. Candace Owens just exposed why Trump personally begged her to shut up about Brigitte Macron and why the same French death squad that unalived Charlie Kirk is now hunting Candace. Here's the Yahtzee MKUltra secret they're all protecting. Candace is now 100% convinced the same French Foreign Legion death squad that assassinated Kirk is coming for her next, and she finally revealed why Trump, Charlie Kirk, and others begged her to stop digging into Brigitte Macron. Here's her exact bombshell revelation, word for word summary. I now understand why Trump personally called me and told me to drop the Brigitte story. At the time, I thought it was absurd, but in retrospect, everything makes sense. Brigitte Macron's real family name isn't even French. Right after World War II, a German family named Trogno from Bamberg was secretly relocated to Amiens, France, as refugees under brand new identities. The official story that Brigitte comes from a 150-year-old French chocolate dynasty proven impossible. Amiens was flattened and Yahtzee occupied. No bakeries survived. The precursor to the CIA's MKUltra was Yahtzee mind control program called Project Monarch that deliberately traumatized children to create programmable assassins and psychopaths. Brigitte's missing years as a man line up perfectly with MKUltra experimentation in the United States. That's why Brigitte's lawsuit against me name drops MKUltra 18 times. I only mentioned her birthday coincidentally falls on the same day MKUltra was officially launched. Now I got a question. So you're going into all of this conspiracy, but at no point did you put together that the billionaires surrounded by billionaires and pushed by Donald Trump was going to be problematic for the country? At no point did you put that together? No, because you was doing 18-part series on Kamala Harris's ethnicity at the time is what you were doing. So you got me all out here in Bamberg and Amiens, but you couldn't put together that the guy who had concepts of a plan might be bad for the economy. Is that what we're doing? That's what we're doing. Not to mention, you just said you understand why Trump begged you to stop. You think he can follow all of that? I can barely follow all of that. You think Trump can follow all of that? This man posted an AI video of him speaking because he didn't realize that he didn't say it. And you think that he had all of that in his head when he was... I see why it don't ever be nobody else in that studio. Now, it makes sense. Charlie Kirk was assassinated within 24 hours of telling his inner circle he knew who was coming for him. He never told the public. Candace believes it was the French Foreign Legion, multinational hit squad protecting this exact secret. Now, the same unit with an Israeli assassin on payroll has been greenlit to take her out too. Yeah, make sure you get that Israeli assassin on payroll. We got to hit all the talking points. Trump can't or won't stop it because exposing Brigitte blows up the entire post-World War II paperclip rat line that still runs Western intelligence. This isn't about a trans first lady. This is about hiding imported Yahtzee scientists, MKUltra child experiments, and the real chain of command that still controls half the planet. I got a question. So their true purpose is to, as you said, hiding imported Yahtzee scientists, child experiments, and the real chain of command that still controls half the planet. Like that is their main goal and purpose, right? But they allowed a product of that to become French First Lady. They allowed the man who was relocated. They did experiments and now it's a woman. They allowed that person to become the First Lady of France. One of the most high profile people in the world who's photographed and has things written about her every day of her adult life. They chose to, the only thing hotter than that would be, sending the assassination after the lawsuit.
Stop the cap.
Candace literally ends the video saying, Charlie is dead because of this story. I might be next. So I'm telling you everything before they get me. Now, I would once again like to reiterate that I certainly hope this is not true. And I certainly hope that Candace continues to be safe, to speak her truth. Which, by the way, has included a number of times that she's claimed to be in danger.
This person writes, God bless you. Please be careful. Joan Rivers got killed for exposing Michelle Obama, the Hollywood secret. I appreciate that. I also know that if they want to kill you, they will. I mean, that's the truth, and that's a sad thing to say, but at least you'll know who did it. It was the Frankists.
I just want to be clear. Anything happens to me, blame the Zionists.
In a full year of plots against my family, and we have been in just warrior mode for so long, and I just can't even, they just won't even just let me enjoy an end of pregnancy. They're like, no, what else can we get? What else can we find? And like I said, her piece matched too much the most recent Zionist attack. There is a figurative bounty on my head. Apparently influencers making up to $1,000 to make anti-Candace and anti-Tucker Carlson videos. The people have given us names and said, this is the marketing campaign that's paying for this, or this is the organization foundation that offered me money for this. But you have to present concrete proof. Like, I obviously am aware that the campaign is happening, but we need to actually see the email. So you have to submit the email that you received or the text message that you received to make a video about Candace Owens. I just want to know who specifically is behind it, so we can out that person. $10K is now the bounty for that information. Send it to tips@CandaceOwens.com. Emmanuel Macron is holding up negotiations to end the Russian and Ukrainian war, unless you stop speaking about his wife. Obviously, I don't want to have on my conscience that less Christian men could have died in the East if I just shut up about something. I kind of go back in my mind to that conversation, and I find myself wondering whether or not Trump was being directed by somebody to give me a call, and whether he was being honest with me, if it was really coming from him, if it was coming from higher up. You know, my general perspective is that we live in a nation that is governed by the military. So I don't necessarily believe that Trump is in control of things. I can't see them wanting to make it to Discovery. I just don't see that happening. I think they'll fake kill Brigitte first. But they'll be like, oh, Brigitte passed away from stress because of what Candace did. Oh, nobody can talk about her being a man anymore because Brigitte's gone. You know, this is terrible. The French press is reporting that Annie Trogneau died on July 3rd and then was buried on the 15th in Amiens. and that Anne-Marie's daughter, Christine, died on July 19th and then was buried on the 25th. So that was 2 days after my lawsuit. Anyways, take from that what you will. We're still investigating. Things are happening. Strange events are happening. It could be nothing. Who knows? It, of course, is interesting because, you know, had those two individuals have been alive, we may have liked to subpoena them, get a statement. I am telling you to back off right now. Like right now. Don't do it, okay? Don't you think about it. I know exactly who you are. I know exactly who you were that were exerting pressure. Don't you pretend to be noble now and say nice things about Charlie Kirk and think you're going to slide into his chair, okay? Over my dead body, which I'm sure can be arranged. They would rather protect Brigitte, even though the whole world no longer believes that Brigitte Macron was born a female, right? But they would rather risk the entire thing coming undone than to just say, okay, maybe we took it too far. Let's get Macron out of office and put somebody else in there that we can control. They are taking this way too far, okay? Killing people more is actually only going to catalyze the understanding that we're all having that there is something very dangerous and something deep and dark that is going on.
So, anyways, like I said, if I get killed, it's definitely Zionist.
It's like, what is this? What are you guys? None of this is real. How are you just coming up with these weird storylines?
Candace has been a target of governments for years. Quote, we need to blackmail her faster. From Mary Barr Daley, former senior DOJ official and daughter of former AG Bill Barr. Not this Bill Barr.
Wow, former AG Bill Barr, who let a lot of great people down by not investigating voter fraud in our country, has just endorsed me for president despite the fact that I called him weak, slow-moving, lethargic, gutless, and lazy. Based on the fact that I greatly appreciate his wholehearted endorsement, I am removing the word lethargic from my statement. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah. It's classic Trump.
Now, wait a minute. Bill Barr's daughters say Candace has been a target for years. We need to blackmail her faster. Huh. Well, Candace, it seems like that would probably be the best way to solve the money issues, you know, with the lawsuit and whatnot. You know, because I know you was selling the merch, you was selling the T-shirts and the mugs and everything to raise money. But the blackmail, that seems to be, you know, that seems to be the way to go. You know what I mean? You could. Oh, there was more? Hi, I need you to start working on the blank in Candace Owens' case. Armstrong will give you the commands, but we need to focus on black and blank first. Work with Armstrong on this. Send some underage girl to secure him. He's an easy target. Wait a minute. Somebody texted, send an underage girl. Somebody texted that. Who sent who? This is from Project Veritas? That sounds right. Project Veritas, the same one that they do the undercovers with all the people in the administration? Yeah. No, I saw the Pam Bondi one was good. That one I liked. So somebody just texted, we need to send an underage. Because if they were talking to somebody that was aware of such things, they could just say, send a girl. Okay. Work with Armstrong on this. And by the way, is there a more fake agent name than Armstrong? Armstrong? You sure? The harder one is Candace because she's very resistant. Gather the group to come up with a good strategy, but don't waste time. For blank, it would be good to have something we could use to put him in jail. Is that, that's Trump? Trump and Epstein? I'm sorry. We've been talking about it a lot the last couple of weeks, so that's on the break. It fits all the blanks, though. It fits all the blanks. Have you been working on the issue with Candace Owens? We need to blackmail her faster. Klasick has been very affected. Tell Armstrong to send the photographer to follow her and also follow her husband. Now, is that Kim Klasick? Ain't a whole lot of Klasicks out there. And is that the same photographer that took the baby shower photos? No, because he's good. He's good. I object to the photo, but the photo was quality work. I would reach out to him. AW want to know if they need to focus on Candace or blank. Candace first. I'm so angry at her that I can't stop thinking. if the things she says about Klasick are taken seriously, they will investigate the use of money in the election campaign. We have to bring out material to destroy her reputation before she gets to us. Now, who in the world is Klasick? I mean, hold up. Candace Owens wins $115,000 against Black conservative Kimberly Klasick, who sued her for defamation. Conservative commentator Candace Owens has emerged victorious in a lawsuit that was filed against her by Black conservative politician Kimberly Klasick, who sued the conservative author for over $20 million in the summer of 2021. According to Law and Crime, in addition to Owens winning the lawsuit, Klasick must also pay a judgment of $115K to Owens. The lawsuit was dismissed with prejudice in December. The judgment amount is inclusive of all claims for attorney fees and discretionary costs. Well, that didn't work out at all, did it? That didn't work out at all. They didn't have to do none of that. All they had to do was wait. That's all they had to do. Because in a few short years, she was going to be wrapped up with the French First Lady. And I would have to Google Klasick to see what the hell they talking about. You know, let that be a lesson to you. Sometimes the path of least resistance is absolutely nothing. Now, Candace, I hope you're wrong about this. This is the third time I've said it, but I do hope you are wrong about this. I truly support all the digging that you've been doing, especially on the Charlie Kirk front, especially with regards to the administration, months too late, because we were preoccupied with the Harrises. No, that's going to stay on your jacket. That's definitely going to stay on your jacket. But as have some of the litany of other claims that you have made that got us to this point.
Well, like I said, someone emailed us and we took our time vetting this tip. We vetted it across multiple government agencies and to really the highest levels of government. So this is legit. I've printed it out and I'm going to read around some parts, removing some parts to provide this individual, who, by the way, I have no idea who this is, but to give him and her even some more coverage. They're taking a tremendous risk. So I'm just going to read this to you guys. Candace, I'm aware that you suspect the government and other entities are involved in the events leading up to and on September 10th. You might have been wondering why SUBTT made so many visits to Wilmington, Delaware, out of all places, and I can personally answer that. The information I am giving you will implicate the FBI and various other government agencies all at the same time. I am entirely confident in stating that the plane and those vehicles are connected to 920 North King Street, which is at a place that is marketed also as 1 Rodney Square. And here's where it gets big. In June of 1997, the Department of Justice's own directory lists, quote, Wilmington Resident Office, 1 Rodney Square, Suite 404, 920 King Street, Wilmington, Delaware, 19801. That is your line to know that it is a federal resident office, 920 North King Street. And at the same address, the United States Secret Service, 920 North King Street, Wilmington, Delaware, 19801. It's the building that Snowden leaked. Find one that makes it look brown and then compare it to 920 North King Street in Wilmington. It looks exactly like a mini version of the thing. Back to 920 North King Street, 920 North King Street. That 920 North King Street is also the FBI. Federal SUVs move from that airport to 920 North King Street. 920 North King Street has been a federal residence office since at least 1997, and today it houses the DEA, the FBI, and the United States Secret Service, all at the same address. Wilmington is undeniably a terminal point, and the only logical reason points to 920 North King Street. I read this, checked it, verified it. One Rodney Square, 920 King Street, Wilmington, Delaware, 19801. I am passing this to you because you are honest enough to see this for what it is.
It was the same address? The same exact address? You could literally just invent an address and it just happened to be the same one. Who wrote that episode? You know what I mean? It's hard to get good help these days sometimes. It's hard. They didn't do, just so uninvented. These kids, they don't cross their T's and dot their I's. But you know what, Candace? Maybe Nick Fuentes might get your back.
77 cent $20. Did you see Candace's big whoop today was about the Egyptian planes and how their location and Erica's overlapped more than 60 times and they were actually tracking her and not in lol.
Yeah, I love the idea that if Israel is tracking Erica Kirk, they're going to send a military cargo plane. That's inconspicuous. Do you know how much money that would cost? Do you know how many millions and millions of dollars it would cost to fuel and to fly a military cargo plane 70 places to follow her around? You're telling me that the Mossad didn't choose something more inconspicuous? No, Mossad isn't flying on a commercial jet. They're not flying on a small aircraft. No, Mossad is tracking Erica Kirk, the spouse of a nonprofit leader, in an Egyptian military cargo aircraft. As if that's inconspicuous. Erica Kirk lands on the tarmac, the steps come down, she gets off, and she sees a giant Egyptian military cargo plane landing right beside her for the 70th time. And she goes, that's weird. What's this Egyptian military cargo plane doing at this small airport in Provo? That same one that's been following me around the country. Yeah, that's inconspicuous. They did that to cover up for a couple of $1 million being embezzled in Turning Point. Does that even make sense? It's totally insane, man.
Oh, I guess I was mistaken. I guess I was wrong. Apparently dunking on you is still top priority for him. So, run that back to Black MAGA. Run that back, just so at least they know where the priorities lie. It would help them, as they move forward into the world out of MAGAdom, not by choice. That's how Pick Me always ends. But I do wish you safety, and certainly don't stop speaking out and speaking your truth. And if you were to need any translators or anything like that, I took French for that's how I knew Gerard Depardieu. I took French for a lot. Thierry Henry, I know all about it. So hit me up. Champs-Élysées, I got you. Oui, oui. D'accord. L'Ouest. Nord. I know some better friends. Après-midi. Aujourd'hui. Aujourd'hui. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Thank you guys so much for watching the video. It's Thanksgiving time, so you know what that means.
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, pork,
tomatoes, turkeys. It's going to be a little bit less this year, probably. Trump 47. So it's going to be a diet Thanksgiving. But it also means I'll be doing my Thanksgiving video showcasing all the things that we have to be grateful for. And I would love your participation. So check out the community tab and give me your suggestions. It could be anything you're thankful for. I'm thankful they finally will release the Epstein files. I'm thankful Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend got to sleep with one eye open. I'm thankful that no matter how much negative feedback she gets, Laura Trump just keeps singing.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down.
And of course, I'm thankful to all of you. So many of you guys have hit me up at admin@reesewaters.com, including my man TP all the way from Germany. Shout out to all my German Americans out there. Let's see, we got, Bruce Willis was born in West Germany.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Sandra Bullock, whose mother was a German opera singer, and Michael Fassbender. We won't talk about where my mind goes with Michael Fassbender. Ain't no Dominique Wilkins. They're not going to talk about Neek, the human highlight film. Oh, he was born in Paris. He should get credit for that. Some of that Jerry curl dripped in Germany. I know it did. TP writes, Miss Ray, good morning. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I most certainly did. Bama won, and after nearly a year, I finally got some merch. I got a beanie hat, a Who Raised Y'all coffee mug, and an I'm Troubled t-shirt. I'm providing a photo of all the items, and the beanie really keeps your head warm. I would also say the Who Raised Y'all mug also keeps your head warm, because I only break it out when I'm hot. You know, when I'm mad at people, I'm hot. I showcase it and make sure that it's facing whose parenting I'm questioning. But shout out to TP for submitting those and for being such an integral part of this community. Be on the lookout for our Black Friday sale and make sure you order by December 10th in order to get your items by Christmas. Now, a lot of you guys have also talked about the fact that the items aren't on the YouTube page anymore. And believe me, a book will be written all about what we've had to deal with on the back end trying to get those things showcased. But they're still available over at thepeoplesgetup.com. Again, that is thepeoplesgetup.com, as well as reesewaters.com. And while you're at it, be sure to send me your merch pics to admin@reesewaters.com. And while you're at it, I could use a good plug for vests. Now in my fourth decade, I feel the sudden need for vests. I could also get a good Stetson hat, and probably this time next year, a cane. That's how I see Thanksgiving 2026. Oh, I'm gonna be strutting come election next year.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage.